Hey, what's up, guys and girls? Just wanted to do a really quick video on the DC Scout boots. If anybody's going to order these for the season, hopefully you don't. These boots are terrible. I've never used these boots, but they're getting sent back. This like white sole right here. If you've ever been into Walmart and you've like picked up a pair of their like $10 shoes they have in there, and you feel the soles, and the soles just feel like so cheap, like very slippery, just like hard, not cushiony at all, or if it is cushiony, it's like super cheap feeling. This is what these DC Scout boots feel like, and this is a $200 boot, which is pretty nuts that they would put out a product this cheap. Yeah, these are absolutely brutal. Just it's funny, like, they're actually, like, very comfortable. The support is terrible, though. You can see if you bend forward, this just mashes out to the side, and you don't want that happening. Even on a soft boot, you kind of just want the top flexing without this side part mashing out. Because that's how you lose responsiveness. Even if you want a soft boot to flex softly, you don't want your boot doing that. And I knew this was a cheap boot. It's $200, but I mean, still, it's not like an $80 boot or a $100 boot or 120. It was like 209. So I figured it would be like decent. But yeah, this is brutal, honestly. Just like so cheap. This is like, I mean, landing on these boots would be very uncomfortable, I imagine. And this material, they call it Unilite. Man, I would avoid this like the plague. This stuff is so slippery. So slippery. Especially for us East Coast riders, the snow around the base when you're getting on the chairlift, when you're walking around is usually pretty hard pack or icy. Man, this stuff is sketchy. It feels so cheap, so slippery. I knew this was going to be like a medium flex boot, but yeah, it just like everything just like, see how it expands like that right there. Just, I mean, it was even doing that when I had these, strapped up and dialed in, and the bow was tightened. It's too bad. They're pretty comfortable. And yeah, one thing I would also say is, so DC's run small. So I normally wear an 11 shoe. I heard DC run small, so I got an 11 and a half. And this is, I already have a pair of boots. I have a pair of 32 Helgesons. They're TM2 Helgesons. They're like a really stiff free ride boot. And, I wanted a soft boot for when I was riding with the family. My wife is new at skiing. My son is new to snowboarding. I didn't want, like, I mean, those Helgeson boots are like crazy stiff. I didn't want those like spinning laps on green trails with my wife and son. It's just overkill. So, I ordered a pair of these. Like I said, I'm a size 11 shoe. These are an 11 and a half, and they're still tight. Now, if you want like a performance free ride boot, I mean, once I baked these and the foam's packed out, they would probably fit like good. They'd still be a little on the snug side, but if you want like a performance boot, I would probably just go up a half a size. If you just want like a recreational boot, something that's going to be comfy, you're not super worried about wearing like performance socks. It's just something you want to wear, like, you want to wear like a little bit thicker of a sock, like maybe like not like a crazy thick sock, but something thicker than your typical like performance snowboarding sock. And you don't like, they're uncomfortable to walk in. And like I said, after a while, they'd pack out and they would probably fit good, maybe still like a little tight, but you want that in a performance free riding boot when you're shredding, but for just like a kind of, relaxing family boot, just if you're kind of fooling around, if you got to do a lot of walking around, I would go up a whole size. I'd go from an 11, if I was going to order a boot like this again, I'd go a 12, honestly, in DC. Um, and then my 32 boots, those do run small. I'd say they run maybe like a quarter size small. I have 1132 boots, and they're very tight. I almost returned them, but I'm gonna stick with it and just hope they pack out. Um, but yeah, if you want 32 boots to go comfortable, I'd go up a half size. If you're kind of like in between sizes, is if you're like an 11 and 11 and a half, I'd go up to a 12. Because then they're going to be too small. So 32s run about a half size small, um, almost like a quarter to a half size small, and I'd say DCs run like 3/4 to a full size small, depending on what you want the boot for. If you want a performance boot, for DC, I would just go up a half a size. If you want just more of a relaxing, comfortable boot, I'd go up a full size. If you want a performance boot for 32, I would kind of stay where you're at, but man, it is very tight. You could almost even go up a half a size for 32. You could almost go up a half size even for a performance. It all just depends on what your sizing is. I mean, if you're just squeezing into 11s now for a 32 boot, like 11 sneakers. If you're just squeezing into an 11 sneaker for 32, I'd definitely go up to half size even for performance. But yeah, any questions, let me know. The boa is cool, works good, but yeah, these, man, this, when I look at this, if you were to take DC away, this is like a boot, like, my God, you'd find in like Walmart. Honestly, this is an absolute piece of shit. Just junk, junk, junk. Not worth $200. You could probably find the same quality for 120, honestly. So yeah, that's it. Any questions, let me know.